Okay, you can go ahead and put that down.
Okay. We're now talking with Nate Zolman. Nate, first of all, thanks for coming in. Awesome that you're here. Since I'm the tallest hog in the trough on my team, I got a chance to meet your dad. You were just a couple years out of school when we started doing Penn football in 1993. Remember visiting with your dad, and his love for Penn was off the charts. So I want to start this as Penn's about family, and so let's just start right there. Let's just talk about the legendary Bud Zolman and talk about his love for this community and how he impacted the Penn family.
Well, my dad moved from Warsaw up here in 1978 and knew no one. And literally Dar Wykamp from Valley American Bank, Steve Rathka, and Denny Schwartz shook his hand and gave him a loan. Old school, and they really helped him get embraced in the community. We got a house, a fixer-upper in Winding Brook, and every year was another room that we had to save money for and get remodeled. And we were in the Penn system. I went to Walt Disney Elementary, then I was a Schmucker Spartan with my sisters, and then of course Penn High School. And my dad always taught us to give back to the community, give back to people who have helped you, give to less fortunate people, regardless of what that means, you know, whether it's family situation or financial or emotional or spiritual. And the Penn community really embraced our family business, and the PHM's corporation themselves have been very gracious and allowed us to service the buses as far as tires and retreads, you know, forever. It's already an established price, so it's not a price issue, just who do they want to service it. And so that relationship, you know, has gone on for 2 generations now. And just sports were huge in our family. It kept us out of trouble, it kept us focused, it taught us discipline, it taught us time management, it taught us respect for coaches, for faculty, staff, family, and we were just a very large sport family. Football, wrestling, track for me, track, cheerleading, and swimming for my sisters. And so I was the last class of the old building. So I was graduated in 1988, and I pride myself on being part of the next growth of PHM.
All right, now I want you to take me back, if you will. There's been one reoccurring theme that we're going to write about in this book, and that's the Penn Way. Dr. Spiker and Coach Giesman get together, and this started in the 70s, long before you guys were here. Right? My numbers were right?
Well, we were here in 1978.
Okay, so Giesman comes in 75, so they created this monster that is the Penn Way. I didn't say a monster, it's
Dynasty.
Dynasty, that's the best one. So what, now as a father of an athlete in the school system, having been an athlete in the school system, have been a big business part of the school system, what does the Penn Way mean to you as a father, athlete, and as a business owner?
First class in everything you do. Honor, respect. You don't cheat. You don't cut corners. You hold people accountable. Discipline. Do what you say. You lead on and off the field. You lead on in and out of the classroom. I think respect, tough love. Some of my personal best and hardest experiences were tough love with teachers and coaches. And I can tell you, I had an amazing experience with Keith Wedham, 9th grade English teacher. And I was out of line, disrespectful in the classroom. He kept me out of class. He shut the door. He put me against the wall and said some things I didn't know teachers or coaches were allowed to say, and said, be my friend or my worst enemy. Make a decision, but you'll never be disrespectful in my classroom again. And we've been straight and buddies ever since. Bruce Kaufman, same way. Coach Giesman, the same way. I had Jane Giesman as my chemistry teacher. Tough, strict, fair, and after you're out of their class, you realize how much that helped you grow as a person, grow as an adult eventually. And I think the Penn Way is hard work, discipline, character, honor, respect. You don't cheat, you don't cut corners.
Good stuff. All right, I want you to talk about your football experience at Penn. Was it a positive experience for you?
Extremely positive. I'm a small guy, in high school, suited up. I was a 150-pound running back, fast and tough. I was a competitive swimmer my entire life, plus through college, so conditioning was easy for me. I could take the practices, I could do everything, but no disrespect to me, a 150-pound running back in the Penn system isn't going to be my career. There's not a future there, but they were tough, they were fair, they were cool. I had to make the decision, I want to be a college athlete. I thought swimming was the right path for me, even though I loved football. And so after my sophomore year, I sat down with Coach Giesman, Monhood, Coach Geyer, and talked with them and saying, hey, I can do the practices, I'm tough enough, but is my future really football? What's the likelihood here or there? And they really helped me make the right decision for me. Even though it wasn't football, they helped me focus on swimming, and that was the right choice for me. And I got to go to Ball State, and I was a varsity swimmer for 4 years, and I was a captain for 2 years. So they helped me make the right decision for me, the student, me, the athlete, me, the human being, instead of it just being about Penn football. And I think Penn football is a little more than just Penn football.
Exactly. That's a great story. All right, now you're a dad.
Yes.
Of a Penn football player.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Well, what's interesting is my son is far better athlete than I ever was, and I was pretty decent. And with that comes some ego. Sometimes they need to get knocked down a little bit when they're that age. And the coaches have been very, very good about focusing on tough love, and sometimes they encourage cockiness because it helps get the athlete to the next level.
Sure.
And sometimes it's misdirected or misguided, and they'll absolutely take their legs out from under them. And I don't want to use the word bench, but they'll start people in front of them to get their point across. The team isn't about you, it's about team, it's about family, it's about everybody, and next person in, next man in. And when that aha moment happens, it's amazing how quickly your athlete matures and all of a sudden realizes, wow, it's not about me, the player, it's about me helping the team succeed. And it's amazing how quickly they improve their skill set, their maturity, the fundamentals of the game, and all of a sudden, instead of looking through life this way, they have that aha moment. And the coaches have been extremely good, especially with my son, and giving him some tough love that he needed.
As you reflect back on your the Penn experience thus far in those three things: business, athlete, student, and now as the dad, can you think of any place else you want to send your son or daughter to school?
Honestly, no. We're biased, but we're biased for a reason. There's been a proven track record for generations. And I have to talk about the Yeoman family. I mean, every Yeoman family group, the Wally, Trent, Todd, Corey, I mean, they're just fantastic people, fantastic family. And they are so critical. And then, of course, you have, all the other families, and I could go on, but if it wasn't for PHM allowing to have more than one family member be part of the school corporation, I don't think Penn would be as special as it is. And it's great to know that those type of moral, wonderful character people are influencing your kids in the classroom and on the field, regardless what sport. And I mean, it just goes on. Dicus and baseball, and the names just go on and on. So I think a lot of it has to do with PHM administration choosing to hire husband and wives or brothers and sisters or whatever that make is, to make it more of a family, even though it's a huge corporation.
Final question. There has to be a favorite Penn moment for you. It could be as a dad, athlete. It could be as a business owner. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are involved in a wide variety of Penn dynamics. Does Nate Zolman have a favorite?
Well, it's not about me, but I think when my son, and I'll get choked up, so give me a second. Sorry.
You're good.
I wasn't expecting
This is the fifth. You're cry number 5.
Okay.
So don't feel bad, because I don't want you to feel that way, because
sorry.
this is an emotional thing, man, and this is what makes this special, Nate. I mean, seriously, man. So
Focusing on my son, he and Coach Griman bumped heads for about 2 years, and I supported Griman 100%, kept my mouth shut. He was doing the right thing for my son, even though it's not what my son wanted. And finally, they locked horns, and they had the aha moment that I had with, I just went blank on his name.
the 9th grade teacher.
Keith Wedham, and he had that moment with Griman, and it was pretty intense from what I hear, and so he was allowed to start on specialty teams, and literally the first kicking off, received, and my son caught the ball and ran 82 yards for a touchdown, and ran back and handed it to Griman respectfully and said, "I told you I could do it, Coach." And to see this blossom to the respect and maturity that adults know is supposed to be there, I think that's probably one of my proudest moments. And it wasn't scoring the touchdown. It was they were able to respect and get past the conflict. So I think that's probably it.
Awesome. What I'm looking for.